Amara stepped out to open the door, but what she saw terrified her so much that she swiftly jammed it shut and cried out for Daniel to come. When Daniel quickly emerged from the room, he wanted to know what was wrong, and she nodded to the door, looking pale and bewildered, like a person who had just seen a spirit. If you are new, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Also, let us know where you are watching from. Daniel moved towards the door, and upon opening it, his eyes opened wide with shock. He rubbed them to make sure he was not dreaming. In the evening, when Daniel came back from work, he saw his children, Clara and Junior, sleeping by the doorstep. He woke them up and inquired, "Where is your mother? Why are you sleeping here?" Clara informed him, "When we returned from school, we didn't encounter anyone at home. We were exhausted, so we slept here." Daniel was perplexed. His wife Linda had left in the morning to sign a massive contract. She should have been back by then. He dismissed every fear, assuming that the meeting was postponed because of the volume of money. As long as she brought money home, he believed it was all right. He brought the children inside and fed them and slept. He then sat in the living room to wait for his wife, but he eventually fell asleep on the couch. When he woke up the following morning, Linda had not yet come back. This was unusual. When the kids inquired about their mother, Daniel explained to them that she had gone to assist some women at church and would be returning shortly. He got them ready for school and left them. Then he went out to inquire from the neighbors whether they had seen her, but no one had. He started feeling suspicious. Her phone had been off since the day before. At noon, with still no news, he proceeded to the police station to lodge a report. As more than 24 hours had passed, the police moved fast. In the evening, they summoned him back to identify something. In the station, they presented him with a woman's ripped clothing covered in blood. Daniel shook his hands as he identified the attire Linda had last worn it when she had left in the morning. "No," he cried, falling into despair. The policeman said that eyewitnesses said she was thrown into the sea, and although her body could not be located, her clothes would identify her. Daniel came back home heartbroken. He sobbed uncontrollably, accusing himself. He had urged Linda into larger business ventures. If he had accompanied her, perhaps she might still be alive. Word of Linda's passing soon reached Amara, who was a family friend. She visited Daniel to comfort him. The children were in school, so she met him by himself. She comforted him, prepared meals for him, and allowed him to rest. When the children came back home, she introduced herself as their father's friend, stating that she had come to assist them since their mother had passed away. Clara frowned. "My mommy went to church. She'll soon be back." Amara smiled faintly, realizing Daniel had not told them yet. She hugged them and whispered, "What has happened. Don't worry, I'll take care of you." The children went into their father's room and woke him up. Junior, with tears in his eyes, said, "Daddy, one auntie told us Mommy is dead. Is it true?" Daniel froze. He hadn't wanted them to know yet. He hugged them, and when they saw him cry, they knew the truth. They wept together in his arms until they both fell asleep. Indignant, Daniel confronted Amara with having told them. She wept, insisting she had no idea he hadn't told them. He softened, seeing she had merely tried to assist. Amara soon started living with them, tending to him and the children. But Daniel did not have any source of income. Linda's money was soon exhausted, particularly because Amara was wasteful. To appease her, he even sold Linda's enterprises. But when the money ran out, issues arose. Daniel had expected Amara to work and take care of the family, as Linda used to do, but she was selfish and idle. She began to treat the children, withholding them from school and sending them to sell food items on the streets. Daniel struggled with manual labor, but could not hold any. He had been spoiled by Linda's diligent work. Fights broke out between him and Amara, while the children often locked themselves in their room to escape the chaos. Months passed in misery until one fateful morning. Amara went to open the door, but what she saw terrified her. She quickly slammed it shut and screamed for Daniel. When he came and opened it, he was stunned. There stood Linda, the wife who was believed dead. The children ran to her, frightened, but she quieted them, assuring them that she was alive. She asked them to go out to greet the friend she had arrived with, so she could speak in private with their father. Focusing on Daniel and Amara, she said icily, "You two are a perfect match." They froze. Linda went on, "I know you're curious why I'm still alive. Amara, you conspired with an assassin to have me killed. But what you didn't realize was that the assassin whom you had hired worked for one of my rich clients. That client, who had a great deal of respect for me, bribed him and informed me of the scheme. He instructed me to pretend to be dead in order to save my life. This is why I faked my own death, leaving my blood soaked clothing behind." Amara collapsed, weeping bitterly. Linda turned to Daniel. "For months I watched, hoping you would change, but instead you sold my businesses, squandered my money with your greedy mistress, and let my children hawk on the streets. You are worse than the devil himself." Daniel broke down, begging for forgiveness, but Linda shook her head. "It's too late. The police are outside, waiting to take both of you away." Daniel and Amara were both arrested. Amara was indicted on charges of attempted murder and child exploitation, and received a life sentence. Daniel was indicted on conspiracy and fraud, and received 7 years behind bars. Linda reunited with her children and started anew. Albeit marred by deception, she learned her best lesson: to guard herself and survive, for the sake of her children. Moral of the story: every action comes with a consequence. Adultery in marriage not only kills trust, but it can also put lives at risk, since the third party might desire to kill your spouse to take their place. Irresponsibility and violence in marriage yield only devastation. Protect your home, your loyalty, and your integrity.